Okay, I am seeing a lot of videos lately of mostly white people and strangely mostly women who are just being viciously mean about these poor people who need assistance to get by. And I get the whiteness because I think a lot of them think that the people who are the biggest takers are people of color, which they are not, but I think that they think that. But what is surprising to me is how many women there are that are just saying the worst things possible about these people.
Hey everyone, this is to all the welfare queens and that think they're queens, but yeah, this is how we stop the welfare abuse, because the good people of the United States are sick of it. They're sick of you freeloaders, good for nothings, because you're just a waste of flesh and you're just parasites. I don't even want to compare you to animals because you're worse than that. Animals have a function. Animals are beautiful. You people are just virus, parasitic creatures that should have probably never been born. Anyways, the way I would solve the problem of all you fraudulent little idiots, low IQ, waste of breath, is mandatory drug testing randomly. If you're caught on drugs, you get nothing. No smoking. Nothing that is a luxury or anything that you can live without. You will live in barracks, just like the military. If it's good enough for the military, it's damn well good enough for you. You will get fed what you're given, and you will have no choice in the matter. And it will be all healthy items. No chips, no soda. That way we can cut back on all your, medical bills and everything like that for all you obese, just whales. Whales, land whales. That's what you are. And it would be mandatory birth control also. No children. No children while you are on the system. If you can't feed them, you're not going to breed them. And you're so lucky I am not in charge of this, because it would be like the military. And mandatory community service. You would wait on everybody else hand and foot. Whatever needs to be done in the community. That is, a direct function of society. You're going to be of some use. And then that way, poverty will be a thing of the past, pretty much. I mean, there'll still be some people in poverty, but they're going to be the hardworking people that just fall on hard times or whatever. But it isn't going to be this generational, just sponging off of everybody else that's working and that have worked and are, good for society, unlike you. So yeah, you're just parasites. And I think parasites might even be better than what you are. Because the way you're going on and on and on about how you're going to rob people, you're going to kill people, you're going to, cannibalize white crackers. And if I could say the words that I want to say on these platforms, I would. But then I'll get banned, and then I can't voice my opinion. But you people need to get a life. You need to get an IQ, which will never happen. And it's been generational. And the more you breed and breed, the less IQ you have. Because it's just bad IQ, breeding with bad IQ. And it just gets worse and worse as it goes on. So, yeah. You would not like the system that I have in mind. Not at all. So, everybody that's a decent person on the system, more power to you, really. And I feel for you. But most of you, you don't need it. And I know this for a fact because I have family members and neighbors that are on the system, and they do not need it at all. They're just leeches. Just pure leeches. So, get a life, people. Get your shit under control. and stop feeding off of the rest of us, you know, and our hard work and our dollars that we put into the system that you never put into the system. So go get a life.
Family, we've witnessed a lot of drama in the month of November since the government shut down, SNAP benefits, for the month of November. We've seen different Americans react differently. Many Americans are calling out for the well-wishers to try and support their neighbors to ensure that they do not sleep hungry, in this time, because many folks fully depend on food stamps. More than 40 million Americans fully depend on this food stamp support. They are waiting for their SNAP benefits, and as things stand, nobody has received, their benefit for the month of November. Family, there's this lady known as Charlie Avengers on TikTok who took to her TikTok to speak very bad of black people. She's referring to black folks, as parasites, welfare parasites. And she says that black folks are one of the people who take advantage of the government support. Family, the sentiments she made did not sit well with a lot of people. Many folks have gone to her social media platforms and have gotten critical information of her workplace, her husband's name, and also her real name, which is Susan. They've looked into her personal life, and currently, as we're speaking, she's lost her job. Family, this is all coming, from the hate she's shown, on social media. She has also lost her TikTok account, which has been banned by TikTok for a hateful, speech. Family, I want you to watch this video all the way to the end. Once the video is done, we will get back and do a critical analysis about the same. Let's watch this video together, family.
Let's go ahead and wrap this shit up, shall we? This is the second and final part, honey, of Little Miss Charlie's Avengers over here. To catch everyone up to speed, Little Miss Charlie's Avengers, aka Susan, believes that everyone on government assistance are parasites. They're less than human. She thinks we need to bring back a form of slavery for them, put them in concentration camps. When I tell y'all Little Miss Susan, honey, was in straight panic mode yesterday, she must have commented to me about 40 or 50 times, tried to follow me like 5 or 6 times, like, oh, why are you following me? Then she tried to threaten me with the acting decent investigating tip. Sweetie, let me help you out. 3-time convicted felon over here, former addict. Turned my life around, honey, did a complete 180, and now I spend my life servicing my community and calling out hateful bitches like you. All one need do, honey, is scroll my videos, as you did, to see that I stand in my truth. Something hateful, venomous maggots like you know absolutely nothing about. Are we good now? Are we all caught up? Good. Now let's focus back on you. So Little Miss Charlie's Avengers tried to say that I had the wrong person. We're not going to do that, Susan. Because see, when you look someone up the way that I did, it's going to show all of your neighbors' names, it's going to show your acquaintances' names, and it's going to show family members' names. And when I go to your Facebook, boom, there's one. So I proceed to look up the rest of those names, and lo and behold, there they all are. Furthermore, sweetie, if it weren't you, you wouldn't have tried to do damage control here. Oh, and by the way, just because you removed the video from your page doesn't mean it no longer exists. Moving right along, I'm sure it'll come as no big surprise to anyone that Susan is also a racist, although she'll tell you she's not because in her words, they are good black. But if you're not racist, Susan, why were you liking all of the racist comments and laughing at them and using racist tropes and dog whistles as you did here? And of course, true to form, like all hateful, venomous maggots do, Susan decided to toss in a lie to back up her bullshit. Susan said that before her dad passed, he tried to go and get welfare, but they told him that he was the wrong color. And when someone asked her, oh, what's the right color? Susan said that they told him he wasn't black. Susan, welfare was created for white people. Pumpkin, there are more white people collecting welfare and government assistance than all races combined. Then Susan went on to say 2 things that I'm going to connect here for you. Susan said she hates drug addicts and they should not receive welfare. Susan also stated that she absolutely despises criminals, which is quite odd, Susan, because when I look at who owns your house, there's a gentleman by the name of Michael. Now, I'm not going to drop his last name because he only has something to do with this by proxy. But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Michael a bit of a felon himself? Had a little problem with that booger sugar, did he? And he resides in that home, am I correct? Must kill you to live in such proximity to a criminal, an addict. Then Susan went on to say that quite a few of her family members are abusing the welfare system. Oh, how you must hate them. Susan, let's be very clear here. You are not part of the elite. You didn't know what money was until you married a dentist. Speaking of which, now I'm not sure which of these two it is, but I think we should find out. Susan also stated that she has businesses online. I see that you have a connection with Globetrotter Properties. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's worth looking into. I also see that you have some sort of travel thing going. Sue at Anderson Travel. If anyone knows how to look into LLCs, please let me know. Susan, I don't know what happened to you in your life to make you such a hateful person, but here's hoping you have the absolute day that you deserve.
Child, people love that same tired line. Get off government assistance and work harder. But let me tell you something. Child, those very benefits came from the mess that this country created from the beginning. If we didn't have a few people at the top, hoarding all the wealth, manipulating wages, inflating housing, exploiting labor, there wouldn't even be a need for SNAP, Social Security, or Medicaid. Just a quick crash course. SNAP, the S stands for supplemental. It's meant to fill in the gap. You can't fill in the gap the size of the damn Grand Canyon, $15 an hour, and you still can't afford rent, food, and health care. And child, a one-bedroom apartment that used to be $800 is now $1,600. And groceries went up 25% since the pandemic, while CEOs made record profits. So when ignorant folks ask, what do you do with your October benefits? Like people supposed to save their EBT card. Baby, how you stock up when you don't even have enough to begin with? Child, and let's be clear. The face that they show when they talk about welfare, government assistance, is black. Baby, they've been running that lie for decades. But we know the truth. The majority of people on SNAP, Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare, baby, they don't look like me and you. White folks are the biggest beneficiaries of every single one of these programs. So when you hear people saying they're taking our benefits, baby, who is they? Because it's been their community getting a lion's share of it all. Black and brown folks been getting the crumbs, while white America silently has been collecting the whole pie. So this isn't about laziness. It sounds good. It's about survival in a system that's been rigged since day one. And now white folks realizing the system don't love you either, baby. I don't know why we keep trying to humanize these monsters. And they keep showing us who they really are. Anyone who can smile while people can't eat. Anyone who cheers when people lose access to health care. Baby, that's not leadership. That's evil in a suit. So no, the math ain't mathing. Greed is. So black people, drink your water, stay rooted, real, and knowledgeable, and mind your black business. Happy Black History 365, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, I am seeing a lot of videos lately of mostly white people and strangely mostly women who are just being viciously mean about these poor people who need assistance to get by. And I get the whiteness because I think a lot of them think that the people who are the biggest takers are people of color, which they are not, but I think that they think that. But what is surprising to me is how many women there are that are just saying the worst things possible about these people. And I'll give you a quick example, but I'm not going to keep it up long because I can't stand to listen to her fucking talk.
This is to all the welfare queens and that think they're queens, but yeah, this is how we stop the welfare abuse, because the good people of the United States are sick of it. They're sick of you freeloaders, good for nothings, because you're just a waste of flesh and you're just parasites. You people are just virus parasitic creatures that should have probably never been born. If you're caught on drugs, you get nothing. You will get fed what you're given, and you have no choice in the matter. And it will be all healthy items. No chips, no soda. That way we can cut back on all your, medical bills and everything like that for all you obese, just whales, land whales. And, it would be mandatory birth control also. No children.
It is crazy to me how much these people just loathe people they have never even met. They don't know why they're poor. They're just assuming shit and just wanting to just pile so much hatred onto them. If you're ever caught doing drugs or drinking, then you deserve to starve to death. I don't know if they just don't understand that the majority of the people who are on these services are elderly. They're children. They're sick. They're disabled. A large portion of them are veterans of the United States. And the rest of the people that they are talking about are working. They're working full-time jobs, sometimes multiple jobs, just to be able to get by. And people like that lady just want them to die and get out of here. We don't want to have to look at you. And I know why they do it. They either hate their lives or they hate themselves, and they see these people struggling and they're just like, I'm better than them. At least I'm better than them. They are the worst. They are the absolute worst. And they can take out everything that they hate about themselves and their lives on these people because they can't do anything to fight back. Meanwhile, the rich people, the people that are actually robbing them blind, they deserve everything that they worked for. They should have those things. I want to be like them one day. It's like if somebody was getting stabbed multiple times and screaming for help, she would just be like, well, if you didn't look so stabbable, maybe he wouldn't be doing that. At least he had the forethought to actually buy a knife. What do you have? And seeing things like this kind of makes me disappointed in COVID for not doing a better job because, people like this are the ones that didn't wear the masks. I hate the fact that I feel so angry and hateful towards these people, but I don't know how else to feel when I see stuff like that. This country has a major illness right now, and if we don't do something to fix it, we're going to die from it.
No children while you are on the system. If you can't feed them, you're not going to breed them. And you're so lucky I am not in charge of this.
Don't usually do stuff like this, but that's Susan. She works for a dentist. I think Dr. Anderson. I'm not really for sure. I'm not doxing her. I think that's who it is. I'm not really sure, but I kind of am sure.
Hey everyone, this is to all the welfare queens.
So you're talking about your MAGA sisters who live in red states who are being affected by losing their SNAP benefits. Gotcha.
So, there'll still be some people in poverty, but they're going to be the hardworking people that just fall on hard times or whatever. But it isn't going to be this generational, just sponging off of everybody else that's working and that have worked.
These people will literally run smack dab face first into the point and not even realize it. They have no idea what hit them. You understand that the reason it's generational is because if your parents don't have a pot to piss in, they can't give you a head start in life. They can't, like my parents did, say, stay home until you get married, save up your money so you can buy a place and never have to pay rent. Okay, like my parents who came here from Portugal, and yes, they worked their asses off and they bought properties. They gave me a leg up because guess what? They had the money to send me to college. They had the money to send me to private school. They had the money to send me to special summer camps and to help me get started and give me money when I needed it. Not everybody had that. So my generational thing was somebody set me up to succeed, and now I'm doing the same for my children. These people can't do that for their children, and then people end up in poverty generation to generation. Hello?
Family, more than 40 million Americans are on the risk of not having food in this difficult month of November after the government shutdown. The government gave an excuse and said that during the time of the shutdown, they will be unable to provide finances that would be able to support the SNAP benefits program. Family, many Americans have been questioning these directive from the government. A judge recently ordered for Trump to release $6 billion food funding, and says that Trump is illegally withholding SNAP benefits. There's been a lot of reactions in regards to the same. We are seeing some Americans who've never qualified, to have SNAP benefits, laughing and saying that the people who've been fully depending on SNAP benefits are actually welfare parasites. They are called the welfare queens. Many people are calling them that. And family, this has brought a lot of tension right now because there's mixed reaction online. The people who've never gotten SNAP benefits are seeing the full SNAP beneficiaries as people who are lazy and only depend on government assistance. And there's this lady who took to her TikTok, known as Charlie Avengers, her TikTok account name. She went on TikTok and said that the people who fully depend on welfare are welfare queens. And she also said that they are welfare parasites. She compared them to animals and said animals are even better than these useless flesh. She used very rude words. And many folks are trying to link the same, saying that she was trying to address the black community and the colored people, saying that they fully depend on welfare. But family, you notice welfare is something that every other American is enjoying. Any American who's not able, to fund certain bills in a month are usually get the SNAP benefits. But according to what she was insinuating, she was saying that black people are the parasites who fully depend, on welfare. She compared them to animals. She said that they are useless flesh. And she said they are worse than animals. She said that even parasites itself are actually better. She also went ahead to say that anyone on food stamps should not be allowed to have children. Family, you notice how racist she starts being, when now we look at it from an angle of her addressing black people. How racist can somebody be talking about welfare queens? That is very, very disrespectful. The last time I checked, not anyone, or rather everyone who's on the SNAP benefits are happy that they are getting these covers. It's just that life has become very, very difficult for them. Seeing the lady speak so rudely did not sit well with me and many other Americans. They went on to her TikTok and other social media platforms. And family, her TikTok, as things stands right now, has been deleted by TikTok. The account has been banned. People have also gone to find her personal information, and she has already lost her job because of speaking badly about others who actually did not have a job. Right now, she'll also be applying probably for SNAP benefits because she doesn't have any way that she can feed herself in the coming months. Family, that is how karma works. You do not disrespect people because you are in a privileged position. There's this saying in Africa which says it's very, very bad for you to treat your friends or rather any other person badly because you can be able to earn better. Sometimes God blesses you to an extent that you see other people struggling as lazy people. That is not the case. Sometimes some people push so hard, but these fingers, as you all can see, have different sizes. The same input you may put could be blessed so much, while another brother's input could actually be one that will lead to their struggle. It doesn't mean that the person who's on SNAP benefits is actually a lazy American. These fingers are not of the same sizes. Everybody is putting in the work, but sometimes the output after working is different. Some people get paid handsomely while others struggle, even to offset their monthly bills. So seeing Susan, the lady known as Charlie Avengers, who's been trending over the last few days, speaking the way she's spoken, is so dangerous, and it's actually not acceptable for her to treat people that way. She says that people on SNAP benefits should actually be forced on mandatory community service. Just hear how she speaks. Like some of these people are actually not working. Some people on food stamps are working, but now they cannot be able to feed their families. Whatever they are getting is not enough for them. So when she says that they must be on mandatory community service, she's talking like they are a bunch of lazy people who are actually not pushing themselves, who are actually not working their asses off. She believes everyone on government assist are parasites. When you are on government assist, she does not want to know anything. She believes that once you depend on the government for food, for the food stamps, you're actually a parasite, and that is not always the case. Family, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the sentiments by Susan Charlie Avengers on her TikTok account. Lastly, I'd really appreciate if you all could take your time to subscribe to the channel. We are currently on the road to 50,000 subscribers. I'd really be appreciative if you all do consider subscribing to the channel. Kindly like the video so that it can be recommended to other YouTube users, and I'd be very grateful. Thank you so much, and see you all in our next episode. Goodbye for now.